Open TikTok. Watch 3 videos. By the 4th, it already knows something about you that your closest friend doesn't. It knows what makes you stop, what makes you stay, what you're embarrassed to admit you like. You think you're choosing what to watch. You're not. TikTok isn't showing you videos, it's running an experiment, and you're the subject. In the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly how it reads your mind in under a minute, and how to stop feeding it. Here's what almost nobody understands about TikTok. Other apps show you what your friends post. TikTok doesn't care about your friends, it studies you directly. By the end of this video, you'll know 3 things. How TikTok learns who you really are faster than any app in history, the one secret signal it uses that you never even notice you're giving, and why it's almost impossible to put down. And stay till the end, because the last part is how you take back control before it learns too much. Let's start with what makes TikTok different, because that difference is the whole secret. On most social apps, your feed is built from who you follow, your friends, the pages you liked. It's a social map. To get a good feed, you have to do the work. TikTok threw that idea away. On the For You page, you don't have to follow anyone. You don't have to like anything. You can open the app knowing nobody, and within minutes it's serving you content tuned exactly to you. How? Because it isn't watching your friends. It's watching you. Every video is a tiny test. The algorithm shows you something and waits for your answer, not your spoken answer, your behavior. And behavior never lies. TikTok has been fairly open about the basics. Its recommendation system looks at your interactions, what you watch, replay, like, share, and plus details about each video like its sound, captions, and hashtags. Stack those together and it builds a map of your taste. But the basics aren't the real story. The real story is one signal that does most of the work. And you give it away without ever touching the screen. That signal is watch time. Likes can lie. People like things to look good or forget to tap. But how long you actually watch, that's pure honesty. You can't fake attention. So TikTok's most powerful question isn't, did you like this? It's, did you watch the whole thing, and did you watch it again? Think about what short videos do here. A normal video is one long signal, but a feed of 15-second clips is a signal machine. Every few seconds you cast a vote, watched it fully, vote, swiped at second 2, vote, rewatched it 3 times, a loud screaming vote. In a single 10-minute session, you might hand over 100 of these tiny honest signals. Other platforms take days to learn what TikTok learns in one coffee break. Journalists have tested this. Reporters built fresh accounts that did nothing but watch. No liking, no following, just lingering a little longer on certain videos. Within a few hundred videos, sometimes less, the feed had locked onto their deepest interests and in some cases pulled them down into narrow, intense rabbit holes they never asked for. That's the uncomfortable truth in the title. Reading your mind isn't magic. It's just this. It's measuring the one thing you can't consciously control, where your attention actually goes. And it's measuring it faster than you can even notice it happening. Now, knowing what you like is one thing. Making you unable to stop is another. And this is where it gets engineered. There's a pattern in psychology called the variable reward. If a reward is predictable, you get bored. But if it's unpredictable, sometimes amazing, sometimes nothing, the craving becomes almost impossible to fight. It's the exact mechanism behind a slot machine. Now look at the For You page. Swipe up. Will the next one be hilarious, mind-blowing, boring? You don't know, so you swipe again. And again. Each swipe is a pull of the lever, and the feed is engineered to drop a jackpot video, often enough to keep you pulling. But never so often that you feel satisfied enough to leave. Short clips make this faster than anything before it. On a long video, one disappointment costs you 10 minutes. On TikTok, the next chance at a hit is one thumb flick away. The cost of gambling again is basically 0, so you do it hundreds of times. And here's the part most people get wrong. The chemical we blame, dopamine, isn't really about the pleasure of the good video. It spikes in anticipation. The split second of hope right before you see what's next. So TikTok doesn't even need to make you happy. It just needs to keep you hoping. The next swipe might be the one, and it can keep you hoping all night. That's why you look up, and an hour is gone. That's not a lack of discipline. That's the design working exactly as intended. So here's the question that matters. Whose side is the algorithm on? Reporting on TikTok's internal workings has pointed to a blunt answer. The system is built to optimize for 2 things above all: how long you stay and how often you come back. Retention and time spent. That's the goal it's quietly chasing behind every recommendation. Notice what's not on that list. Not your well-being. Not whether the content is true, or healthy, or good for your sleep. Those things only matter to the algorithm if they happen to keep you watching. And this has a side effect people rarely connect. Content that triggers strong emotion, outrage, fear, envy, desire, tends to hold attention better than calm, balanced content. So a system optimizing purely for attention will naturally drift toward whatever makes you feel something intense. Not because anyone is evil, because that's what the math rewards. This is the difference between a tool and a weapon. A tool waits for you to use it. A system this finely tuned to your attention doesn't wait. It reaches in and pulls. Your willpower versus a machine refined across a billion users and trillions of swipes was never a fair fight. I'm not saying delete everything and live in a cave. I'm saying know what you're actually playing against. Because once you can see the machine, you stop being just a subject in its experiment. So how do you take control without quitting completely? You can't out-willpower the machine, but you can change how you play. First, train it on purpose, or it trains you. Use not interested aggressively. Skip fast and fully on stuff you don't want more of, because lingering even a second teaches it the opposite. You're voting with every swipe whether you mean to or not, so vote deliberately. Second, kill the autopull. Turn off autoplay where you can. Turn off notifications and never open the app just to check. That casual open is the slot machine's favorite move. Third, set a hard stop because the feed never will. A timer, app limits, a rule that ends the session for you since infinite scroll is built to never end on its own. And the most important one, notice. The next time you've been scrolling and you don't even remember why you opened it, pause and ask one question. Did I decide to be here? Or did something decide for me? That single question is the thing the whole system is built to stop you from asking. Awareness is the one signal it can't manipulate. The moment you can see the hook, it loosens its grip. TikTok will always be good at reading you. But understanding how it does it changes who's really in control of your attention. If this opened your eyes, you'll want the next one. Because next, I'm showing you the experiment so dark the government tried to erase it. Subscribe. Let's keep pulling these threads. This is never heard about.